So I did the dungeon, the 75 dungeon again, and I got the chess piece for Monk. Monk Samurai or whatever. It looks pretty good. My belly button is still showing, and it comes with like the tattoos or whatever. It's kind of weird. Alright, so it's time to continue on. Others are helping treat the wounded. I'm planning to assist in moving them, but even so, we simply don't have enough hands. I'm sure you're fit to fall over after we've been through. Gods know I am. But you could see through few of the patients, it would be an enormous help. Captain Lena is about somewhere. We'll talk later. Okay. Dying guard. Uh-oh. Yep. Inside. No. I'm confused. Down. Inside of here. No. Outside. What the f... No. Because there was a guy over here. Should be over there. Okay, yeah. Whoops. Anguished guard. Please kill me. Oh, oh no. Oh, we hardly knew you.
Oh, I did not see you there. Is there something you need? Injuries are part and parcel of battle. While there's breath in my lungs, I shall see my duties done. Don't pretend you're not of the same mind. You fought well today. Saved a great many lives. Thank you. Unfortunately, this war is far from over. We must replenish our ranks and shore up our defenses before they attack again. Now, if you will excuse me. completely and utterly fine. Better than fine. Hale and hearty and still alive to mourn those who are not, who I failed to protect when they needed me most. We've come so far, so goddamn far. I could have sworn the end was in sight, and now they will never see it.
Impudent worms of the Crystarium. The tragedy that has befallen you is of your own making. Divine retribution for your defiance.
I kind of want to skip every cutscene that has this guy in it. It's like, he's like a joke, right?
The heavens have bequeathed to you a benevolent savior, me. I offer you freedom from pain and suffering, a paradise where man and sin-eater might live in peace and harmony. Why, already, our winged brothers and sisters regard me and mine as kin, alike to them in beauty and purity. But you not only reject my prophet hand, but raise your own against my sin-eaters. But it's only right that they respond in kind. Let this be a lesson to all those who walk the path of sin. The wicked shall not inherit this world!
Yep. I apologize for my earlier outburst. Rest assured, I have no intention of allowing any of my wounds to affect the performance of my duties. Especially not now. I feel better knowing that they are well looked after. Tancred, in particular, sustained quite an injury from that sin-eater. Give them my thanks. Oh, it's an Equistarium. Okay. Let's just turn. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Well, we're almost there. We're almost at the end, kind of, right? 76. That's like 3 more levels until the final zone. Then the final zone, that's like the final one, right? So. The Crystarium takes so long to load. It's crazy. Alright. Upstairs. No, downstairs. And then more worried about Menphilia. Can I ask you to speak with her? She's gone off to the oratorium. Fetch herbs, but just talk to her. Alright. This is the first time we've come back here since the first time we were visiting the town, the Crystarium. The poke. Eep. Tancred. It's my fault. I brought him nothing but trouble thus far. What if it's worse next time? Soft leaves that are very fragrant, very unmistakably medicinal way. Okay, looking for herbs. Alright. Is there an etherite here? To my left, I think. Yeah, okay. So to the dorsal here. Alright. We're struggling to keep up with the number of wounded that are being brought in. patient's face and make plain that it was a horrible battle. We'll win, I promise you that. I owe you an apology for dragging you to yet another battlefield when you've just come off the front lines. Crystarium's people will be well cared for. More lie ahead, of course. Matter to discuss with the Exarch. You know the Exarch? Is there something you needed? I need to tell him something for me. Only the one of us is here to speak for it. I heard his dying words. Never knew that our world was this beautiful. I'm so glad that I got to see the night sky. I believe in the Warrior of Darkness, in the Crystal Exarch. I don't think what they've done is wrong. I don't think we're wrong to fight with them either. He smiled in the end. That's how I want to remember him. So I want to tell the Exarch, don't give up, don't give in, please. We'll tell him. Come on. Jesus, okay, it took a while to load. Titan Bronze. The best way out. I want to go ahead to the Ocular. You can keep the Exarch company while I fetch Alphino. Be sure to pass on to that message. I got the ring, I got the neck piece, the waist piece, so, you know, a couple of good upgrades. I mean, good, you know, overall. Welcome, my friend. I know few of our people have you to thank for plucking them from the jaws of death. Would that they had not needed saving to begin with. The responsibility for that lies with me. One of our soldiers said that. Thank you. I fully intend to continue our work. I will not shrink from what must be done. Now, least of all, I will not lose myself to grief, and even should regret be my constant companion. I will follow the path I have chosen to its end. no one need ever know. I believe you have enough burdens without my adding to them. Nevertheless, thank you. Okay. Sorry.
My friends, with your aid, we have weathered a brutal assault.
Sorry I'm late, though I would not have been had anyone thought to notify me in advance.
As I was saying, it was only with your aid that we weathered this assault.
This guy just doesn't give a
Without
fuck.
it, the Crystarium and all who dwell here would now be gone.
For each we saved, another perished. If there is anything else we can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. This is our home too, and we want nothing more than to keep it safe.
True.
Thank you. We are blessed to have you with us.
That's
As for
nice
the
of
attack
him to say
itself, Vorthri may call it divine retribution, but Sin Eaters are creatures of instinct. A coordinated assault is unprecedented. Moreover, in the absence of a light warden, there should have been no compulsion for lesser Sin Eaters to congregate here en masse. All of which points to a single, unavoidable conclusion.
That these minions of light answer to a higher power.
Whoa.
He who did claim kinship with them, who did boast of control, not in idleness, 'twould seem, but in earnest. Lord Vorthri.
That's
Indeed.
crazy.
What I mistook for bluster was in fact the truth. The Sin Eaters are his to command. But if he imagines this show of force will convince us to bend the knee, he is sorely mistaken.
Yeah.
I take it your meeting in Yulmore did not end well.
You could say that, yes. But I am wiser for the experience nevertheless. It appears he has mastered a technique which allows him to enslave the minds of others. A fact I discovered when he attempted to use it on me.
What?
That would go some way towards explaining the peculiar reverence afforded him by his subjects. There may feasibly be a handful of true believers among them, I suppose, but it would not surprise me if the vast majority were in his thrall.
Had I not anticipated his treachery, I might well have joined them. But seeing his invitation for what it was, I sent a glamour in my stead. I rather doubt such tricks will avail me a second time, however.
Did you have any luck tracking down the Light Warden in Calusia?
Yeah, who could it be?
Sadly, I have nothing to report on that front. What of Armorang?
After a fruitless few days scouring ruins, I resorted to asking the locals.
Okay.
While no one I spoke to had seen any sign of the Warden, I did uncover a possible lead. An abandoned mine in Western Armorang.
Oh.
From what the Maud told me, it would be a perfect place to stay out of sight. Of course, I could never hope to explore such a labyrinth quickly or safely on my own, so I returned here.
Western Armorang.
Even should we all join in the endeavor, an exhaustive search could take weeks, and with no guarantee of finding anything.
Why don't we just ask the people that live there?
The Wardens harbour vast reservoirs of primordial light, do they not? Far beyond anything found in lesser Sin Eaters. And isn't it true that the Oracle could see the light of a Sin Eater from miles away? Surely a Warden would seem like a blazing beacon by comparison. To the real Oracle of Light, I mean. The real Menphilia. If we travel to Armorang, to the south where she halted the flood, I could summon her back. What do you think?
Oh no, that's not a no.
Don't.
Don't what? Do what I can. What we both know is right.
Do not presume to know my mind. You have no idea what you're proposing.
Damn.
But I do. I know why you never said anything. Because you thought you could keep me safe by keeping me in the dark. And maybe I thought so too. But I knew, Thancred. I always knew.
I see. I thought you were a rather underwhelming reincarnation, but it all makes sense now. The Oracle lies dormant within you, doesn't she? But to draw on her true power, you must become one, both body and soul. To wit, one being must consume the other. Who shall be the lucky winner?
This doesn't concern you, Ascian.
But it plainly concerns you. Which is why your heart is ready to burst out of your chest. Despite the raging tempest in your bosom, however, you have never once opened up to your young charge. Now, why would that be? Love. Well, I for one think it's a marvelous idea. Certainly more promising than any of your other suggestions. So, it's off to Armorang we go.
I'll meet you at the gates.
Wow, everyone just kind of says, well, let's just do it, right? Jesus. Maybe as well. Different person. He reminds me of father. He argued with us for months about our plan to go to Eorzea, but in the end he accepted our decision. You hope he's doing well. With all the Tancred to guide her. His journey had brought him no closer to acceptance. Will you ever grow tired of shuffling your feet? Tell me about Zodiark. The first people. But the infinitely more powerful one. Like one of your primals, he tempered us. It was only natural. There is no resisting such power. So we Ascians came to exist solely to bring about the rule of darkness. His darkness. Of course, some would call us evil for it, and it would be fools, for that is only to be expected, given their innate inability to conceive of the nature of our universe. Do you not trust me to speak honestly? Do you hope to catch me in a lie? I have no need of deception. I find it quite indistinguishable from the truth. I know this is the only way. Is it? Is this the only way? I'm not so sure. Running away at the speed of sound. I'm ready now. There has to be another way. I'm sure I don't want to go back to being who I was. I want to be stronger, strong enough to face my destiny. And I want to believe that I can play a part in saving this world. I hope you can find it in yourself to believe it too. No. No, I don't think so. It is your decision to make. Just be sure that you're prepared when the time comes. Shall we depart? What route would you have us take? Something I neglected to mention. I saw an Ilmoran airship coming into land over Amarang. No doubt the same vessel that bore Valtry's forces to Raktika. Armed resistance on our journey through the region. She's looking at the camera! Stop! Nabat Orang is in the southern reaches of Amarang. There are two routes we can take to get there. First is the eastern route, which will lead us to past Mordsuk. Western route, which will require us to pass through the Hills of Amber. Minfilia and I took the eastern route last time. It's the more well-trodden path. Also make for easier traversal than the bot's severance. We can't use it. We need to cross the severance from a point nearby the inn that Journey's Head. The Umorans caught wind of our approach. Could very well bring them into contact with the inn and its patients. We can be sure their activities would not meet with Valtry's approval. Make the journey more arduous, but I believe it would be safer to take the western route. Which brings me to our proposition. While you make for the Hills of Amber in the west, I will draw the Yulmoran's attention elsewhere, to an area in the east I know to be uninhabited. Yeah. You have a chance at reading Nabat Orang unopposed, but that risks the civilians. How can I allow you to go alone? My skills will make your tasks at least somewhat easier, will they not? I will accompany you as well. It will afford us a chance to have a proper conversation. If I go with the others, like I can say something Tengrid will regret. Attention. I think it's best we follow the road from the bridges. We'll move faster with a solid path under our feet. We'll leave the rest to you, Minfilia. do it. We'll need to move quickly. There you are. The gate leading to Armorang is just up ahead. I've never ventured into the Hills of Amber. Not that I'm particularly intimidated by new lands. Keep an eye on Minfilia for me, would you?
Take comfort in the bonds you share. Accept the pain when the time comes to part. Press on, for joy and sorrow walk hand in hand. Beyond Mount Garrick lie the Hills of Amber, beneath which run hidden veins of mineral wealth. Or ran, at least. Mayhap they are spent. Or mayhap the ringing of hammers can yet be heard below.
Whoa! It's like a western over there. Seeing what I'm seeing, a village. See if the folks who live here can tell us what to expect from the road ahead. Makes sense. Let's see if there's any nearby. Keep it ground. Doesn't look like it. Oh, chicken? Garrick. Chicken. Ren. Zun. Why do I know your face? You spent Voivert gold. You're already a legend among more traders. Could you tell us anything of this village? This place is Garrick, before the flood. It was home to many miners. After, not so many. Now none. So Master Gengen borrowed the village, made it into a trading post. Very convenient location. You must be familiar with all the local roads, correct? We're on our way to Nabat Orang ourselves. To continue south from here. Will we have any difficulties reaching it? Great difficulty. Only steep cliffs and collapsed tunnels remain. Oh no. Surely there must be some way. Do you think any of the other Mord might have some sort of hidden route? You ask, they tell. Tell for free. Even to friends of our best customer. Wonderful. Thank you for your help. Well then, best customer. Okay. Question the board of Garrick. Hey, Rill. There was a way once, a gondola down from the cliffs. It was built for those who had left something behind that they wished to retrieve. Now there is nothing left and no one uses it. Research for it if you like, but I doubt that its rusted wires would bear your weight. You're welcome to use the well. One month. Too much meat, not enough vegetables. Not many bound for in the Batarang these days. A trolley that once went there. It's locked behind a gate. Okay, trolley locked behind the gate. So we got like a gondola, a trolley. What's the sound? What was that? From the Batarang, airship is best. Nothing is faster than an airship. The Eagle Morans have one a year. You can ask them to take you. Airship. What do you think? We can try the gondola. Might die, but hey. Hey. The trolley seems most feasible. And I can't imagine one gate is enough to thwart you. I'd like to know a bit more before we dash off. Perhaps Zunzun can offer more insight. Leveled up, 77. Okay. Twine. Anti-eruption measures. So I think I'm caught up now, basically. Titan bronze chest gear. 409. The other mortal help. Somehow. A trolley that runs to the Batarang, at least, was a reason you did not do so yourself when at first we asked. The gate, you see, is impassable. Before there was a hulking thing of stone, the Talos, that opened the gate. But none operates such a thing now. I don't even know if it yet exists. Should travel to Mount Barren Mines. That's where the trolley control stands. Still see miners there from time to time. If anyone know what happened to the Talos, it would be them. Thank you. We're off the Mount Barren then. Let's hope that someone will be there to answer our questions. That's pretty cool. give him the soup. Mayhap the pall of light is the root of this land's desolation. The fault lies with man in his insatiable greed. Out of sight. It's a bit daunting. Skills of Trek is impressive. Now we only need to follow it until it comes to the mines. Oh, there's a fate. A fate just popped. Do I need to do phase? I don't think so. I'm already rank 2. Really great. We're going a pretty roundabout way where we're going to tracks, then we run up, we run back up the tracks. Don't song. Sorry about that. Bit of a miss. The mechanism for dispatching control is already. Anyone who might know how to use them is not. We might wait for Zoom Zoom's mysterious miners to appear. Have a look around and see if we can deduce anything useful. Something near the entrance might prompt where orange is high. It is there. Conspicuous cup. Do some Donkey Kong country shit, dude. Dude, this is clearly old. It appears to be well maintained. That's a lot of marks. consistent with my own. Let's refrain from further discussion ere our comrades arrive. Ample evidence of recent maintenance and lukewarm tea besides. The levers for switching tracks look like they were in good condition. No ordinary person could. But no person is meant to. This Talos beareth more than a passing resemblance to golems of the source. Suggests a considerable number were once in operation. I know not how to repair them, so we might facilitate our passage through the gate. Even if thou were somehow able to unbar the Droly's path, we would still have no means of propelling it. Someone must, otherwise, why keep everything in working order? Whoever is maintaining the car and rails must know something that we don't. Let's ask them what it is, shall we? Skulking in the shadows behind the warehouse on the northwestern side of the tracks. While you two have a friendly chat, the rest of us will gently encourage those to the south to come out of hiding. Defend yourselves if necessary, but do try to keep everyone in one piece. Dwarf or something over here. Yeah, I was wondering earlier today because we haven't seen dwarves yet, if they were in the final zone or something. Where did you come from? You have no business here, of that I'm sure. Muscle man. I feel so bad for them. Why would you feel bad for them? These two weren't much trouble either. Let's see what I have to say. We're not brigands come to take what isn't ours. Some rusted bits of iron. We're not here to rob you. A likely story. You look well. You don't look normal. That's for certain. You don't have any wares, so you're clearly not merchants. Traveler never passed this way. The only reason you would come all the way out here is to strip the machinery for parts. What if, once upon a time, her lovely lady of noble birth ventured forth in search of a lost love, joined by her two most loyal servants, sworn to follow her into World's End. On the journey, they met a sorcerer. Moved by the lady's devotion, he offered to be their guide, and they turn up here somehow. I can only assume you're being intentionally obtuse. No, I suppose I am a bodyguard who have rather larger concerns than fairy tale romance. I would fain hear more of this ageless sorcerer and his heroic deeds. God. We're actually searching for a means by which to travel to Nabat Aram. We're hoping that the trolley here might offer a solution. But if you know anything about how we might get it working again. The trolley? The trolley! We should have led with that. We're always keen to discuss the trolley. We're both engineers in training. Jarek and Taff. Technically, I'm a miner. But our true passion is the trolley. Oops, fuck. Only meant to click once. You'll hear no argument from us. What progress have you made thus far? Not as much as we'd like, truth be told. Is there something we could do to assist you? We could gather materials. It's slightly more complicated than that. If you spoke with Magnus, you'd understand. He's the only one with full knowledge of the trolley's operation. You could speak to him if you like. We'll introduce you. Our options aren't limited. If this Magnus can explain whatever it is preventing the trolley from being restored, I'd like to hear it. Okay, I'm gonna just take a quick break. I'll be right back.